Thank you, first of all, everybody, for turning up today in such large numbers. I didn't go mad on inviting everyone from everywhere, but thank you for all your support. Thank you for turning up. And I'm sure you will realize this is for a very good cause, something I'm very passionate about. So thank you for your support. For those of you who know me as well, one of my key passions is, if you want to be successful, it doesn't cost us to be nice to people, You need to try and treat people with dignity, with respect, no matter who they are. I walk in the Marriott from the bellboy to the general manager, and I talk to everyone at their level. It doesn't cost you anything. So big people do not make other people look small. I always say that. So one thing I find not only in Romania but also in India and places like that, a lot of people, once they get to a certain level, they kind of don't want to mingle or talk to people at a lower level with respect, and I think that's wrong, because it doesn't give you happiness, Let's get down to the book, because that's why we're here, okay? The reason why I did this book, first of all, one of the closest charities that I've been involved with for a number of years, and I see Cabral over there smiling, who knows me for the last 6 years, who's been involved in that, and I'll ask him to say a few words about that in a minute. But one of the most passionate things for me was, if we're going to change the country or change a community, the first thing you start is education of the kids, because, the more kids that are on the street, the more kids that are doing nothing. And unfortunately, we have this Roma problem in this country where a lot of them don't go to school, and then because of the lack of education, generation by generation, we don't change the culture, the thought process, and we get more problems. So my way of doing this is, if you start at that roots level and educate people, then hopefully over the next generation or two, some of this will be eradicated. So that's why I thought, let's start a whole series of educational charities and books and things like that. And the funds that I collect from these go to those sorts of charities. I also had a guy, those of you who've seen the movie The Secret, or the book or whatever. So one of those guys in those 40 is my personal coach and mentor. I think everyone needs a coach and a mentor, right? And when I had a session with him, he was saying, you know what, Muru, you don't need to read or watch this movie, because you're naturally good attitude, high energy, law of attraction, all this. You do it naturally. Why don't you write a book? I said, oh, me book? You must be joking, right? He said, no. Do it in a different way. Don't write the whole book. Do it like how we did The Secret. So get the best of the best, lots of entrepreneurs from around the world, collect them, and make it unique. So it's not just one person speaking, it's various people's live examples. And this is what people lack and want to hear, many examples. So he says, we'll collect those together and we'll write the book. I said, wow, if you do this, then I'll put the money to charity. So here I am. And two of the most passionate charities for me is kids coming at lower age, but kids who have not had the benefit of parenthood. So orphans, or something I'm working with Alexandra over here is, kids whose parents have gone to America or UK or wherever. They've immigrated and left the children here on their own to survive on their own, and they struggle, right? And there are many cases like that in Romania, not only with the orphans, but people who have the parents but have been kind of neglected. So I'm trying to do things for them to make sure there is support and all that. And it's not a single man's journey. That's why every one of you can help, and I'll show you how as well. And the second one is at the other end, people who are terminally ill and they know that they're not going to make it. unless they get some medication and unless they get some special care very fast. And again, in this country, for that matter, in most parts of the world, if you don't have the finances, those people generally get neglected and they die pretty quickly. So the hospice Casa Sperante over here are doing a fantastic job. And what they're doing is to make sure that the final days of these people at least are either made better, or ways of even curing them if it's possible, or even ways of elongating the process so they have a better life towards the end. So hopefully they die happily. Yeah, we all got to die someday.
Atunci când ai o gală de prezentat, când ai o gală de susținut, când ai o licitație de susținut, este foarte greu. Foarte greu pentru că oamenii vin în primul rând pentru a fi văzuți, în primul rând pentru a fi văzuți și în primul rând pentru a fi văzuți. Partea cu datul banilor este o chestie secundară care la un moment dat s-ar putea să-i prindă. Ca să-i prindă ai nevoie de câteva ancore, de câțiva oameni care vin acolo nu ca să fie văzuți, ci pentru a ajuta și pentru a face lucrurile să se miște. Individul din imagine este una dintre cele 3 ancore care de-a lungul celor 7 ani de show-uri de caritate ne-a scos de foarte multe ori din belea. El este cel care știe să fie jucător, care știe să ridice miza unei licitații cu strigare și atunci când ceva nu funcționează, te duci la indian. Și are un stil foarte bun, nu știu, e psihologie, e cunoașterea psihologiei maselor sau... Nu-mi dau seama ce e. Cert este că atunci când o licitație s-a blocat undeva, bine, ok, are și bani. Ăsta e adevărul. Are de unde să susțină licitația, să o împingă mai departe. Dar știe că în momentul în care s-a blocat, cum și cu cât să liciteze, astfel încât oamenii să se arunce la mai mult.
About Hospice Casa Speranței, 2012 is our 20th anniversary year. We are more than glad that during these 20 years of taking care of kids and adults with life-limiting diseases, we succeed to offer free care, so no charge care, for more than 17,000 patients. And in the same time, one of our main direction of development was for Romania, education of palliative care, so hospice care specialists. And for us, this 2012 means that we will start to build an hospice, so an unit with beds even in Bucharest, because 20 years ago we started in Brașov. And right now in Bucharest we have only home care unit, so we have doctors that take care of patients in Bucharest for every week. They make visits and talk with families, and among doctors we have a lot of specialists like, I don't know, psychologists or kinetotherapeutes or other specialists depending on the family needs. And for Bucharest, it's important to know that more than 5,000 people with cancer died without care every year. And Bucharest need a hospice and need 230 beds. For us, is a mission and a struggle to complete this building, so to take care of more than maybe 1,700 patients extra every year, because this hospice will have more than 30 beds. And even these donations that Mr. Patel told you about it in the beginning of this evening will go there, will help us to help others, so to give support to kids and to adults.
Just to give you some figures, the Bucharest project was started, the fundraising, I think Graham came to me 3-4 years ago, I can't remember, and it looked like a very big mountain, 6 million. He says, we need 6 million. I said, oh my God, where do we collect 6 million from? You know, the guys have done a fantastic job. they've already secured 4.7 million, right? So that is amazing. That's a great achievement to get 4.7 million collected in a very short space of time to build the Bucharest project. So they're short of about 1.3 million now, and I'm very confident that they'll get it within a year, I hope. And we are all doing various workshops to try and see how we can accelerate some of that. Christina said earlier on that hopefully we're breaking ground sometime this year as well. In May. Wow, 2 months, less than 2 months. So good luck, well done. Yeah, so for those of you who didn't get it, basically what they do is where someone's terminally ill, they get free service in one of these hospitals. I mean, that's amazing, that's not many places in the world that does that. Right, the next person, another close thing to my heart is orphans. I've done various orphanages, types of charities, but Cabral and Andrea, Andrea is Cabral's better half, for those of you who don't know her. So Andrea and Cabral do a lot of good work. They do a lot of good work. They don't jump and shout about it, and I think they should do the same thing. They should take some of their own medicine trying to tell me to jump and shout. They should do the same. We should go and publish it a lot, and we'll see how we can work on that. And they actually, it brought a tear to my eye when I heard that they actually take the time out and collect the goods and parcels and during Easter or whatever it is, and they physically go out, load vans, and actually by hand deliver it to the kids and things like that. So it's very good for both of them who have such hectic lifestyles as well to go out and take time to do this. Again, it goes to that well-balanced happiness life thing that I believe in. So I said, wow, whatever you need, let me know and we'll help. So with that, I'd like Andrea to come up and say a few words about Zâmbesc și Suflet. Thank you, Andrea.
Bună ziua! Numele meu e Andreea Ibaca și așa cum spunea și Maru, prietenul nostru apropiat, drag nouă, alături de Cabral, soțul meu, am înființat această asociație Zâmbet și Suflet din dorința de a ajuta copiii orfani din centrele de plasament, dar și bătrânii din azilele de bătrâni, oamenii fără adăpost sau copiii cu un potențial real educațional, sportiv. Ne-am implicat, deși suntem încă la început, ne-am implicat în mai multe acțiuni. Chiar recent am încheiat o acțiune numită Mâini care zâmbesc. Am distribuit atât în București cât și în alte județe ale țării 5.000 de cozonaci către copiii din centrele de plasament, așa cum vă spuneam. Și bucuria pe care ne-o aduce zâmbetul de pe chipul unui copil sau unui bătrân fără alt sprijin și alt ajutor, cred că este mai mult decât 1000 de cuvinte și ne face plăcere să fim aici alături de dumneavoastră. Îi mulțumim lui Maru pentru inițiativa lui și abia aștept să-i citesc cartea pentru că sunt convinsă că avem câteva sfaturi de urmat acolo. Așa cum spunea și el, banii aceștia vor ajunge la copii, așa cum a făcut-o și de Crăciun atunci când le-am adus bucuria și pe Moș Crăciun la ei acasă, practic. Sper să le putem face o bucurie cel puțin la fel de mare și acum de iepuraș și vă mulțumim vouă tuturor pentru că faceți lucrul ăsta posibil.